Welcome back everyone. Welcome to the second card in August's card class with the lovely linen suite of products. If you are watching this video and you haven't purchased the kit or the PDF, just to let you know, I don't talk about any measurements within this video. If you wanted access to the measurement guide, drop me an email and I can arrange for you to purchase that for a small fee. So card number 2, we have another slimline card for you, and I have introduced another punch onto this card, and this is the Very Best Trio punch. I love these punches, I love the design of them, I think they're really clever. So it's basically 3 punches in one. You have the corner punch, the corner shape, which will cut off your corners at an angle. You have this lovely detailed corner, and then you have this little punch here, which is actually for you to put your ribbons and things through. So it's a really nice punch, and that's available in the July to December mini catalogue. So for this, we are going to start with some key pieces. So we've got our soft succulent card base that we're just going to give a really good crease to. I've added in some designer series paper here, and this is a really nice chevron pattern. Now I've realised actually when I've cut my designer series paper, the chevrons on the card are vertical, however the chevrons on here are horizontal. So what you can do is you can get a feel for how which way you prefer to do this. I've just realised my pieces are too wide, so I'm just going to cut a little bit off there. Now these are 3 different sizes, so I've just mixed it up a little bit. Put the trimmer back to one side. So I'm going to start with, what am I going to start with? I'm going to start with my middle piece at the bottom, my biggest piece in the middle, and my smallest piece at the top. So I'm just going to move them up a little bit so that we've got a nice sort of gap in between, and I'm going to stick those down straight away. These are going down flat with just some wet glue. And these are colours, I wouldn't often put green and blue together, but actually I really like these 2 neutral sort of tones together. They work really nicely. Okay, so there are my 3 pieces stuck onto my card. Now I can put my card base to one side for the moment, and I'm going to work on this tag. So I have my piece of basic white, and I'm going to angle my tag first. So I'm going to use this triangular angled edge. So I'm going to pop it in so that the card rests against those 2 little stoppers, and give it a press, and then it cuts off that at an angle. Turn it round to do the other corner, and just like so. Then to get the hole in the middle for your ribbon, you're going to slide it in like so. Just double check that that's roughly in the centre. I'm working it out by how much it overhangs the edge of my punch, and then press. So we have our tag now ready to go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my flower, but I'm going to stamp my flower in soft succulent, which is that lovely green of the card base. Now this is quite a big image, but actually we don't want too much of that flower, so I'm going to just basically make sure the green ink covers all of the stem, and then I'm going to just lay that down onto my tag and stamp. Okay, like so. Don't worry that that looks a bit mismatched, because we're going to change that. Now I have here already, I've already stamped these. These have been stamped with pale papaya. Now I actually think on this one I've maybe used, did I use, what's this one? This is Petal Pink. My colouring is nearly all rubbed off. I think I have used Petal Pink actually. But I'm going to stick with my pal papaya because I've done it now, and I'm going to line my flower up like so, and then stick these down. Now I've stamped another one of these flowers in the pal papaya, and I've cut the flower heads off with a little border so that you can't, when you stick them on, you can't see any of that green popping through. And this is the fun bit, just working out which way it goes, like so. I do think I used pale petal pink now. I quite like it in the pale papaya though. Right, so there are my flower heads stuck down. That one's moved slightly, like so. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our smoky slate ink pads, and I'm going to use these little dots here to just add a bit of detail around my tag. We can have a little compare of the colours in a minute, can't we? I'm just going to stamp this just at random, like so, just 3 of them. And then I'm going to take myself either my Stampin' Right marker in black, or I actually prefer to use a Sharpie, a real fine Sharpie, because the black is a little bit truer. I'm just going to follow the edge of my tag around, stopping at those dots and where the flowers go over the edge. And this sort of fits in nicely with the sentiment here. So that is my tag. Very, very different colours. I actually quite like the pal papaya. And then we can now attach this to our card front. Now I am not going to use dimensionals because that's a really big area. I am going to cut some of the foam adhesive sheet. These are really helpful when you're wanting to adhere a big area together. They're a little bit thicker than dimensional, so just beware when you are posting your card to put a little bit more postage on, or save these cards for giving out to someone in person. Okay, so now I can attach it to my card. I'm popping it in the middle but at an angle. Okay. Now I really struggled with ribbons for this card because the ribbon I wanted to use, after I'd made it, I realised the ribbon was retired. So I hope you will forgive me. So I'm using this one here. It's a 2020 to 22 in colour ribbon in Just Jade. And actually it's a really great colour match with the soft succulent, which is what I wanted. And then I'm also using some of the woven metallic ribbon in, I think this is Starry Sky. So I'm going to cut myself a little bit of the green ribbon, and I'm going to pop that through the top of my tag and just pull that through. And then I'm going to take my woven ribbon and I'm going to tie myself a nice bow around that ribbon. This is a lovely way to add more than one ribbon to your tags. It doesn't actually use a great deal either, which is quite nice. So tie myself a nice bow. Now what you can do if you wanted to, you can add yourself just a little glue dot behind this ribbon so that it stays stuck down. I'm just going to trim those tails down a bit, otherwise it feels like ribbon overload. And then we can create our sentiment. So I'm going to stamp the outline first, and this is being stamped, oh sorry, that's my stamp scrub, Night of Navy ink. And then I'm going to stamp my happy birthday in soft succulent, so that will match the colour on my card. And then we can either fussy cut that out or we can use the punch. And then my little sentiment is going to be attached just like so. Okay, then the last thing we need to do is attach our white piece inside our card. It's not that piece. It's not that piece. How big is my piece of white? Oh dear, I'm doing really well with my measurements today, aren't I, guys? Not that one. Let's just trim this down. Much better. And there we have it. Let me know in the comments which colour you prefer. I quite like how bright the Pale Papaya is on this one, but then I also like how subtle it is on that one. So do let me know which one is your favourite in the comments, or did you go for a different colour entirely? Love to find out. So that's it for card number 2. I will see you all over on card number 3. Bye for now.